Good morning. Time to get back to work. It's freaking cold, man. We got the fire going, so hopefully it'll warm it up here pretty soon, but it's time to cut that hole. Here's the plan. So that ring will go on from the inside. So I'm gonna pull the seats out, kind of pull all my crap out of here. We're gonna have to pull out the interior and the seat belts. We're gonna have to relocate where they mount over here to the side. And I have no idea how we're gonna do that. That's been the part of this project that I've been thinking about for the last year. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but there's only one way to figure it out, right? Just gotta do it. Let's get started tearing into this thing. Got the seats out and the two corner interior pieces out. Still gotta do the headliner up there and figure out what we're gonna do down here, but so for the seat belts, looks like it's not gonna be too bad. I'll just cut these off and up top here, and then take this whole thing and move it over and mount it over here and just put some new rivets in it or whatever. So that shouldn't be too bad. So I'm gonna keep working on getting this interior or this headliner down a little bit, and then I guess we'll start cutting the ring out. So I think I'm just gonna get some vice grips, clamp this ring onto the cab, lining up the center, and make sure it's lined up top and bottom, obviously, and then I'll just mark where I need to cut it and let her rip. Lots of thinking going on here. Oh, I'm not a fabricator at all. I'm really bad at, like, you know, measurements and metalwork and all that. So if this goes smooth, it'll be a miracle. And if it doesn't go smooth, we'll just have to roll around with a, you know, a big old hole in the cab, I guess. We'll see. Got the hooks cut on the bottom and the top. And for the seat belt brackets on the outside. And there were some rivets across the bottom here. So we got them cut off. A couple rivets on this bracket here. So all that we're lacking now is we got to cut these here, and then it's got two more up top there, so we can get these brackets out on both sides, and then we should be able to cut our hole. Yeah, I think we're about ready to mark it and then cut. I thought that the ring lined up top to bottom and I just have to cut the sides, but the ring actually is about an inch wider that way, or taller. So I went back and forth trying to figure out if I take it off the top or the bottom, looking at the old or the new sleeper and stuff. And it looks like on the new sleeper it's an inch higher up top. And that seems to be the only way that makes sense. So I think we're gonna cut it like that. I'm gonna mark it. I gotta get the level, make sure it's level, but so on the sides here we are 10 and 7/8. 10 and 7/8 on this side. And that's measuring to the actual truck. This is the old ring right here that we're going to be taking out. So cut it out that far. Take an inch off the top. You can kind of see where the hooks are and how it goes up. And if you look at on the new sleeper here, the hooks that go along the top cap, then they go up for the ring. So we'll get this thing marked and maybe we'll start cutting. Time to cut. Good morning. It's the next day and we got our hole cut, as you can see. So we're just gonna get after it and try to get this ring lined up. Got the ring in. Took a lot of putting it in place and marking stuff and cutting and putting it back, marking more stuff, cutting some more, but we got it. So now we just got to get that thing ready to sit on here. So that should be fun to figure out. Nice.
The wheels were turning.
Were they?
Yeah.
We're making progress.
Yes. Let's try and
Oh. Little bitch ass airbag, huh? Should we try the other side?
yeah.
Oh, it's doing the same thing. Well, you know what? How do I look?
You look good.
Yeah. That's the fuel tank. We don't want that to be on fire.
Ben!
So this sleeper here was the air ride sleeper, and we're not going to do that because we can't. So these brackets here are for the air ride, and they're in the way. They would want to go right there, and they can't. So we're taking them off. So the shocks seized on, and I was gonna torch them, but I don't want any of this stuff to get burned up. So I'm gonna try to take them off, and if they don't, guess we'll torch them.
That's the plan.
That's the plan. That's the trick. So this bar here is where the old sleeper mounted, right in the center. So now that I took those mounts off, I was originally planning on drilling holes in the frame for those, and where the airbags are, just putting some solid mounts. But that's not gonna work. So I'm gonna move that up there and mount it, and mount the sleeper on that. At least that's the plan for now. Solid. Here. I think that's way too close, but this was me before the sleeper.
Knees up in there.
I'll be kneeing this thing all day. This is me after the sleeper. Yeah. We have officially got the coffin sleeper on the truck. Not permanently yet, but we've got the mounts lined up with some bolts on both sides. And this rear mount, we'll just have to drill one hole there and one hole on the other side, and that'll line up good there. So the hole's cut. We'll have a little bit of leg room now, just gotta get the boot put in and the interior put back together. So that's where we're at. Now we just got to get this thing in one color, I guess. So I think we're gonna see if we can try to paint it. So I'm gonna start getting to work on prepping this thing for paint, but that's gonna be in the next video. So thanks for watching this one, and we're getting really close to 1,000 subscribers, so if you like what you're seeing and want to follow along, maybe think about subscribing, and we'll see you in the next one when we're getting this thing ready for paint. Thanks.